We appreciate you coming to this press conference. With us today are my partner and friend of 40 years, Dr. Brad Pressman, the two co-founders and only principals of My Ohio Now. And closing the door back there is Jack Malisaw, who is the Vice President of Lakes Entertainment, who are our partners in Blue Water Joint Venture and Ohio Corporation that will hopefully have a casino in Ohio. Today we made the announcement that the Ohio AFL-CIO has endorsed Issue 6, which is the Ohio Resort Casino on November 4th ballot. President Joseph Regola of the Ohio AFL-CIO said the Ohio AFL-CIO supports Issue 6 because it will create good jobs and the revenue stream will stimulate the economy at the state and local levels. We greatly appreciate that endorsement. It means quite a bit to us to have labor behind us and the many members that belong to the AFL-CIO. We hope they follow the lead of the AFL-CIO and vote yes on November 4th, or before November 4th if you're an absentee voter or an early voter. We also today, Brad will talk to you about, we have an impact study. We can give you some copies. It's also on our website at myohionow.com. And if you go to the link, it'll give you the impact study, which was done independently by Michigan consultants. And Brad will address that more. Kind of today, the news conference we're looking at is more regarding Penn National and Argosy Casino from Indiana, who are telling us that you can't have a casino in Ohio. And yesterday, the Columbus Dispatch reported through James Nash that Penn National spokesman Eric Shippers said he is the group opposing the casino, and Argosy Casinos, who have the largest casino outside of Ohio and in the Cincinnati market, said they're not opposing the casino not for competitive reasons, but he said the ballot just was poorly written. He said it will create a single monopoly for an entity in Ohio. Regarding our Issue 6. Well, first is Penn National Argosy Casinos are simply looking after their business interests at the expense of Ohio taxpayers. They should know the word monopoly because they are one. They've been monopolizing the Cincinnati market for almost 12 years. We have back there a report from Penn National, their 2006 report, that if an Ohio casino existed, and they have also a casino in West Virginia called Charlestown, about 42% of their net revenue will be reduced, and 45% from the other property. And I'm speaking to you today as a representative, as an Ohioan, and a representative of My Ohio Now. You know, Brad and I have traveled the state, talking to people for more than a year, for the opportunity to bring a casino to Southwest Ohio. We think it's going to help a struggling economy and provide hundreds of millions of dollars of sorely needed jobs and revenue needed to help Ohio's county governments. Over the last week, we saw how greed on Wall Street affected the lives of the average Ohioans on Main Street. Our retirement accounts are worth less because of greed. Our economy is shaky because of greed. This week, we're going to see how monopolistic greed is seeking to destroy Ohio's dream of having its own casino, which will employ 5,000 Ohioans, the vast majority of Ohioans. Share the proceeds of the casino, bringing over $200 million to county government and millions of dollars to the state government. And they're going to try to derail this by out-of-state casino monopolists who like taking Ohio money, but not letting Ohioans derive any economic benefits. Yes, this week Penn National, who owns Argosy Casino, will begin a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign to deceive Ohio voters to allow Argosy Casinos to keep their monopoly on gambling dollars from Ohio residents. And they're not going to spin it that way. No, they're going to couch it in clever political ads designed to confuse and mislead Ohio voters about Ohio Issue 6. But understand one thing, Penn National is all in to defeat Issue 6 completely out of their own self-interest and not in any desire to help Ohio in any way. Ohioans are going to see a flood of television advertising paid for with casino profits generated from the very Ohioans that Penn National now wants to deceive against Issue 6. Is Penn National going to tell people about the perceived evils of gambling? That's not good for business. Penn National wants to keep its multi-million-dollar profits from Ohioans and not see a competitor in Southwest Ohio that employs Ohioans and benefits Ohio's economy. Penn National and Argosy are going to make up nonsense about Ohio's proposed constitutional amendment and tell voters that they're reading something in the proposed constitutional amendment that's somehow not true. They're going to invent words that are not in Issue 6 and twist words around that are so voters will reject Issue 6. And Penn National and Argosy can keep enticing Ohioans to gamble in Indiana with no economic benefits to Ohio. I stand here to expose this fraud today and asking Ohioans to do two things between now and November 4th. Don't believe the deceptions that Penn National will come up with to continue to siphon money out of our state rather than allowing gambling money in the state to be used to create one resort with 5,000 jobs, invest $600 million in Ohio's economy, and provide over $200 million to Ohio's strapped county governments. I also am asking to boycott Penn National's Argosy Casino so that Ohio money cannot be used against Ohio. I'm urging Ohioans to vote with their wallets. Stop visiting the Indiana casino that wants to turn your money around and use it against you. Stand up for your own state, your own economy, your own economic well-being. Stop the flow of dollars to Penn National, and do not let them use us in Ohio as an ATM machine for their political machine against Issue 6, Ohio's casino. This is about money. Supporters of Issue 6 want the money to flow to Ohioans and Ohio counties who need jobs and support. Argosy Casino, Penn National want the money to flow to their pockets as the regional monopoly they are and they greedily desire to be. They will do and say anything to convince Ohioans that Issue 6 is flawed. Ohioans must understand this is desperate motivation and reject this line of attack for what it is, as a shameless attempt for Penn National to continue profit from Ohio and do nothing for Ohio's economy.